Hey, what's up everybody? Welcome to the video. Today we're going to get started on the Valaverse Action Force Swarm Horde. Now, I have a few of these, and I'm going to get more because our army build like a mother. But, what's crazy is everyone knows that I love army building. More importantly, what you may not know is that one of my favorite colors is red. So the accent and helmet on these really resonate with me, as well as the coloring, the gray, the black, the red. It just works for me. So, kudos as we get some of my favorite things going. As you know, this is a recolor with some new parts, and I'm totally fine with that. But there are some slight adjustments that I want to talk about, especially because everyone knows I'm terrible with tabbing. So on the backhand side, the tabbing has been fixed, and I'll talk about that as well. So let's jump into it. Let's move this guy out of the way. I just want him to look cool as we opened up. We only need one to talk about as we're all wrapped up in this. And yeah, as you can see here, these guys look really good. You know what they give me vibes about? Everyone knows I really enjoyed the garrison infantry. So these definitely give off those vibes of that colorway looking really cool and matching up. I feel like red looks really good. And then if we pop our head sculpt off, right, we can see that new swarm head. It has some light piping in it. You can see. Looks really solid. And this gives me that high-tech look. Like, this is why nobody sees them. These are your high-tech, like, true elite shadow op style. And just like the bio reads, if you've seen one before, you're probably a ghost in all reality, right? So it's really cool. We're going to get into their gear in a little bit, but as far as our look and articulation, it's obviously very similar, if not same. I will say this, the plastic feels really good on these guys. It's not one of those things where it feels like it's going to be stuck or anything like that. I still think the one thing that really messes up these guys is that the armor plating doesn't always slide in. It needs some heating up. As you can see, it gives it some trouble lifting up in the beginning, but when you heat it up, you'll have less of that issue. But on the first go round, as you can see, I did it on this side. There's no problem hitting that T-pose, but for some reason, sometimes it has some issues lifting up and through, and as I rotate here, it's not a problem. So sometimes you have to trick it into doing that. Excuse me. As you can see, our armor can move around a little bit. And here we're going to talk about our tabs. These tabs are different from the previous ones. As you can see, they're way more accessible and you have access to them. This is one of those things where, like I said, I have so much trouble with tabbing. And now I could just pop it on and see what I'm doing. And it plugs right back in. But when I tell you that I am the worst at tabbing, it destroys me. As far as our upper torso goes, we have a very deep forward ab crunch. We can rotate side to side, rotate around, and this is one of the things I really like about this line, allowing some really good movement. We have some drop down leg movement here. Our armor gear might get in the way, but you can actually pop and take that off. As you can see, we can hit that 90-degree angle. We have our thigh swivel. We have our beautiful double joints. Like I said, the plastic on these feel a lot more comfy and better. So as you can see here, we really can look. We still have a super generous ankle pivot, as you can see here. And this is what's going to get you ready for those flight poses when you get your gear on, right? So yeah, looking really solid. So, without further ado though, let's jump into accessories. Alright, now we're going to jump into those accessories. And just like the other Swarm characters, there was an add-on packs to it. But with this one, you get it all in one bundle. So let's get started with it. First, we have our sidearm, which is, I'm going to call it a futuristic pistol, but it's not. It's here in the present. Just don't know the name of it. But I like it. And this can be stored right here on our side holster with little to no issue. Then we have our knife. My favorite word, kniff. And you see it's pretty much matches the holster. There's a black blade. I like the reverse of this because normally you see like the black hilt and then you'll have like, you know, the silver blade. I like that it's the other one. And then my tab came out because I did not properly place it in. So let's change that. There we go. All right. Then we have our base. I like that it's a clear red base. This is Action Force. I don't know why I whispered that, but don't mind me. Next up, you have your Guardian/Riot Shield. I'm going to call it the Guardian Shield because it's going to protect you in the skies. It's very important. I'm not sure if this is the shield and this is like a hard light construct, But either way, that's the way I like to think of it, as like a hard-like construct. I like the idea of it. The red is very nice, very vibrant. Passing light through that is going to be really fun. Then you have your primary weapon, which I don't know the name. I'm Chris Vector, right? I'm hoping I got that right. And this looks like an extended piece to it, and I forgot, it's not a scope. I'm not sure if it's a silencer or an extra barrel, but I'm learning these things. You can see it does not have an extended magazine, and there's the buttstock there. But I love this red and black color. There's even a little triangle for the V for Vala. So then we have my favorite part, the backpack. Backpack having red wings, little thruster type, and it has little Vernier exhaust in blue. I like that because blue fire is hotter. That means these guys are going really, really fast. So I'm assuming these guys like are adjusted, like very well adjusted for being in the air all of the time, flying and swooping down at high velocity. So I'm assuming there's some sort of like, and this is just my headcanon, I'm assuming these guys don't have pain inhibitors or like the things that help you avoid nausea and stuff like that. So that way they can swoop down and be terrifying as they are. And then as far as hands go, you see our trigger hands are already on straight out of the box. Then we're going to have our closed fists. Let me actually get a little focus on those. We have our closed fists, which you'll see here. We are going to have our open hands, which I call the cuffing hands, for when you're going to have a two-handed weapon like your Vector, right? And then we have our legit item holding hands. These are going to be for your knife, your swords, any other items holding your shield, things like that, right? And just want to note that if you've never seen a Valaverse video, the trigger hands are on vertical hinges while the rest are all on horizontal hinges. So that should help you. Now, we've done it. So now we're going to jump into the comparison with all of our other figures, and I'll see you guys in a bit. All right, now we're going to jump into the size comparison as well as comparison of all our swarm guys. So here, let's get started. We've come a long way with the swarm stuff. I love these original guys. Like, man, I love these guys. I used them so much before, and now here we are with them in red, right, and black. Then we had one of our other limited ones. I believe this one was from Joe Fest, right? Shout out to my boy Soul Gear for getting this for me because I wasn't able to make Joe Fest, right? Then we have our black and gold one as well. And as you can see, I'm very happy to say I own all of them because I love army building. And I think these two are the ones I have the least of. I only have one of this guy and one of this guy, but I have a ton of this guy and I have two, and I'm going to get more of him. So I'm super excited. But as you can see here, outside of our head sculpt and a few different other patch-ups, like obviously it's a color swap thing, but I'm very happy to have them all. It's very exciting. So let's take these guys out, right? Oop, sorry about that. Didn't know Ichigo was right below me. And then let's compare it to a couple other Valaverse figures in terms of size. So here we are with a Desert Trooper, male. Then here we are with a female Desert Trooper, right? I gotta heat her up. But as you can see here, even in terms of size, they're similar in size. I believe these boots make them a little bit taller. As you can see, they square up pretty well, which is always a plus for me. It doesn't always have to be exact height. I'm okay with that. Then we're gonna do a Marvel Legends Captain America, the Bucky Cap, which is featured on the Vulcan body. Oop, I went a little too far with that ankle. So as you can see, Bucky Cap's a little bit taller on that Vulcan body. Then we have a G.I. Joe Range Viper. Right. The Range Viper is going to be a little bit smaller. Right. Next up, ooh, this one is pretty good because if you want to do some Captain America style stuff, here is a Mafex in-game Captain America, a little bit on the smaller side when compared to that of the Swarm, but still works in my opinion. Then we have a Foosh Toys Ninja Sakit, the old man head. Then we have old man Ichigo. He's not an old man. I just think it's funny to say old man Ichigo on a Mezco Gomez body. As you can see, even with Ichigo's big head, which is unproportionate but it's supposed to be fun, even he's close in height to everybody here, with the exception of him being the smallest. I know I've been missing some SHF from my videos, but I just got back and I'm trying to knock stuff out, so I'm not looking for everything right now. It's a lot. I got a lot going on. Next up, we have a Cosmic Legion, right? in case you wanted to get your intergalactic warfare on. So here we are with a Cosmic Legion, right? And I think that about rounds it off for us. I don't think I have... Oh, nope, I'm crazy. Here we are. The Jada Toys Phalon, in case you want them to work for Shadowloo or do your crossover stuff. Same applies for a Lightning Collection Dino Black. Alright? So, that about rounds it off. Again, thanks to everyone that I saw at Powercon. It was a fantastic time. I didn't know what to expect, but it was a blast. I went in nervous, and I left very humble and proud. And still nervous, but a lot less nervous. But yeah, it was a good time, and I just want to say thank you to everyone, for real. So as always, thank you for watching, thank you for tuning in, and as always, please, be good, do good, drink your water, guys. Later.